1. Which adult learning principle is most critical when designing a GISP professional development workshop? A. Presenting long lectures with minimal interaction. B. Engaging learners with real-world GIS problem-solving scenarios. C. Providing only reading materials without practice. D. Limiting opportunities for collaboration. 2. In GISP training, which evaluation method best measures a participant's ability to apply spatial data standards? A. Multiple choice quizzes only. E. Peer-reviewed GIS project submissions. C. Self-reported learning journals. D. Attendance tracking. 3. When developing a GIS curriculum aligned with GISP competencies, which step should come first? A. Designing assessments. B. Conducting a skills gap analysis. C. Selecting teaching software. Scheduling class times. 4. Which communication method is most effective for mentoring junior GIS professionals under the GISP Code of Ethics? A. One-way email announcements. B. Interactive feedback sessions with case study reviews. C. Sending them technical manuals without discussion. D. Relying solely on automated LMS feedback. 5. Which regulatory requirement must GISP candidates adhere to when using proprietary geospatial data? A. Ignoring data licensing restrictions. B. Following copyright and licensing agreements strictly. C. Sharing all data publicly, regardless of agreements. D. Using unverified data sources to save costs. 6. Which learning strategy promotes knowledge retention in advanced GIS analysis workshops? A. Repetition of static slide decks. B. Scenario-based mapping challenges with immediate feedback. C. Memorization drills of coordinate systems. D. Avoiding real-world applications to save time. 7. When evaluating GISP exam readiness, which formative assessment is most effective? A. Capstone GIS project with instructor feedback. B. End-of-course summative exam only. C. Midterm multiple choice test only. D. Attendance records. 8. Which mentoring technique fosters professional growth for GISP candidates? A. Directive orders with no dialogue. B. Guided problem-solving discussions. C. Criticism without constructive suggestions. D. Avoiding review of mentee work. 9. Which of the following best ensures compliance with GISP's professional conduct standards during training delivery? A. Following NSGIC and GISC published codes of ethics. B. Designing lessons based only on instructor preference. C. Ignoring industry standards for efficiency. D. Using outdated ethical guidelines. 10. In GIS curriculum development, which practice ensures alignment with GISP exam domains? A. Mapping learning objectives directly to the GISP body of knowledge. B. Using random GIS topics of interest. C. Focusing only on software tutorials. D. Skipping outcome mapping for speed. 11. How can instructors address diverse learning styles in a GISP preparation course? A. Use only lecture format. B. Incorporate a blend of visualizations, hands-on labs, and discussions. C. Focus solely on reading assignments. D. Assign independent research without guidance. 12. Which communication style improves clarity when teaching spatial statistics? A. Using technical jargon without explanation. B. Simplifying concepts with practical examples. C. Overloading learners with formulas. D. Speaking rapidly to cover more material. 13. When designing evaluation rubrics for GISP training projects, what should be prioritized? A. Subjective instructor impressions. B. Clear, measurable performance criteria. C. Arbitrary grading based on effort. D. Peer popularity scores. 14. Which adult learning principle justifies including case studies of ethical GIS dilemmas? A. Adults learn best when content is relevant to real-world issues. E. Adults prefer rote memorization. C. Adults prefer passive note-taking. D. Adults learn faster with no discussion. 15. In a GISP mentorship program, how should feedback be structured? A. Immediate, specific, and constructive. B. Delayed and general. C. Avoided to reduce pressure. D. Only given at program completion. 16. Which step ensures curriculum compliance with industry regulations for geospatial data privacy? A. Incorporating current legal requirements into learning outcomes. B. Ignoring regulations to focus on technical content. C. Teaching outdated privacy guidelines. D. Leaving compliance up to the learners. 17. What is the most effective evaluation method for teaching GIS database design? A. Practical lab where learners build a sample geodatabase. B. True-false quiz on terminology. C. Group discussion with no deliverable. D. Attendance verification. 18. Which instructional strategy supports learner autonomy in a GISP prep course? A. Providing self-paced modules with guided support. B. Requiring strict synchronous attendance only. C. Limiting access to reference materials. D. Discouraging independent exploration. 19. What type of assessment best measures the ability to create cartographically sound maps? A. Performance-based evaluation of final map products. B. Multiple-choice questions on map theory. C. Essay on color theory only. D. Oral presentation with no visual component. 20. When mentoring a colleague struggling with spatial analysis, which approach is best? A. Ask guiding questions and model problem-solving techniques. B. Give them the final answer immediately. C. Dismiss their concerns. D. Assign additional reading without discussion. 21. In teaching GIS regulatory compliance, which activity best engages learners? A. Role-playing a data-sharing request under legal constraints. B. Reading the law verbatim in class. C. Avoiding mention of compliance issues. D. Memorizing statutes without context. 22. Which evaluation tool helps monitor learner progress throughout a GISP prep course? Ongoing formative quizzes and peer feedback. B. A single final exam only. C. Instructor observation without documentation. D. Random spot checks. 23. What is the benefit of using a competency-based approach for GISP curriculum design? A. Focuses on mastery of required skills and knowledge. B. Prioritizes time spent over outcomes. C. Allows learners to bypass learning outcomes. D. Ignores performance metrics. 24. Which instructional approach ensures accessibility for diverse learners in GIS training? A. Providing caption videos and screen reader-compatible materials. B. Using images without alt text. C. Designing only for high-speed internet users. D. Ignoring accessibility standards. 25. When teaching spatial data ethics, what method best encourages critical thinking? A. Facilitated debates on real case studies. B. Silent reading of ethical codes. C. Memorization of terms. D. Avoidance of controversial topics. 26. Which type of feedback motivates adult learners most effectively? A. Constructive feedback linked to performance goals. B. Generic praise with no specifics. C. Negative criticism without solution. D. No feedback to maintain independence. 27. How should instructors evaluate teamwork skills in collaborative GIS projects? A. Use peer assessment rubrics and group deliverables. B. Grade only the final map product. C. Rely solely on instructor observation. D. Ignore group dynamics. 28. Which communication technique prevents misunderstandings when explaining GIS workflows? A. Use clear visuals and step-by-step demonstrations. B. Skip visual aids. C. Speak in overly technical language. D. Present entire workflow at once without breaks. 29. Why should formative assessments be used in GISP training courses? A. To provide ongoing feedback that improves learning before final evaluation. B. To delay learner progress. C. To replace summative assessments entirely. D. To measure attendance only. 30. Which adult learning principle supports letting learners choose a GIS project topic? A. Adults are self-directed and motivated by relevance. B. Adults learn best with no choice. C. Adults require strict instructor control. D. Adults prefer standardized examples only. 31. When aligning a GIS course to the GISP body of knowledge, what is essential? A. Cross-referencing each module with GISP knowledge areas. B. Using unrelated topics to diversify learning. C. Ignoring the body of knowledge. D. Designing content solely based on software features.